Well, good day to all of our awesome JubiRev JubiMax family members. Ladies and gentlemen, my lovely wife Karen and I have made it back to the States safely. Thank you for those of you that thought of us as we were traveling. Listen, I want to make sure that you get this out to all of your teammates. This is a very, very important update. I'm doing this as of Sunday, April the 7th. We'll also probably send it out on Monday, maybe even Tuesday as well. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're right there. The daily rewards is going to start. The daily revenue sharing. I think we want to start moving away from the revenue sharing terminology. So the daily leadership bonus, where every day at JubiRev JubiMax can be payday. Let me give you some updates as I understand them, okay? Number one, I just got off of a conference call, a very short conference call, and just so you know, of course, we were away from our kids, our children, for a couple of weeks, and so we've been playing a lot of catch-up. My mom's still in town. She flew down to spend time with my children and keep our children. So I'm going to jet out in just a few moments and spend some time with my mom before she heads back, and spend some time, obviously, with my children catching up. We plan to be back in the saddle, full steam ahead, Monday afternoon after I drop my mom off to the airport. Then we'll be back in the saddle, and we'll be burning it at both ends to make sure that you are successful in developing and building your JubiRev JubiMax business. Okay, but let's give you some updates. Very important. Let's give you some updates. Update number one. One thing you should know is that people are using JubiBucks, and I mean real customers are using JubiBucks. I got a chance to speak with someone that that was able to give me some ideas of the numbers of what's happening behind the scenes. The beautiful part, we're seeing people that were given 400 JubiBucks using 372 JubiBucks. People that were given customers, I'm talking about real, authentic, legitimate customers that were given, 75 JubiBucks that use 68 of their JubiBucks. So people are using the JubiBucks. The company's had a ton of customer orders where the customer pulled out the credit card, they paid for the shipping so that the product could be sent to them. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, while, yes, we have this compensation model, this daily leadership bonus where every single day as of tomorrow night can be payday, we want customers, authentic, genuine, using the product customers. I can tell you when we came from our globe trotting, our products were, my son had already placed the products in my office, and I opened them up, and I was just really, 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 really pleased with the presentation of the products. And keep in mind that this has all happened, and we haven't even started with the daily rewards just yet. We haven't even started with the daily rewards. Now, obviously, by the time some of you see this video, we may have started with the daily rewards. Okay, so we got real customers buying, using the JubiBucks to get real product, and then hopefully, as we have seen, again, we've got this consulting concern behind the scenes in professional affiliate marketing group, and what they saw is that when you gave a free trial offer, which is essentially what we're doing, is we're giving a free trial to our customers, that a large amount of those folks would come back and consume more, okay? Nobody's really doing it the way that we've done it before. We are pioneering, and you're going to be very, very well rewarded for your pioneering efforts. That's number one. All right, number two, a lot of questions about, hey, what about a third-party vendor? Of course, the company cannot endorse any specific third-party vendor. The vendor that I have been lauding is Flyguy Marketing, and I just got off the phone with folks over at Flyguy Marketing. Things were a little delayed, all right, and it's really not so much of a delay as it is a fast-forwarding. The daily rewards are going to start on April the 8th, But I know that earlier on, that time frame has actually been moved up from where it was probably going to be. And so with the company and its programming team fully focusing on that, there's certain things that any third-party vendor is going to have to have something called, I don't know all this technology stuff, something called a reverse API. Well, here's what this means. What this means is, in times past, in this space where companies would share a portion of its daily revenues with the field, that we would go out and we would get customers, and many of us would purchase customers or customer registrations from a third party. But the reality is that many of those customer registrations were not authentic, were not genuine. And not so much that they weren't real people that actually filled out a form, but they weren't real people that necessarily went to your site to see what your offering was. So if you were promoting a penny auction model, all right, a lot of the folks that you purchase as customer registrations, that I purchased, I didn't know this, as customer registrations, never went to the site to see, oh, this is the site where I'm going to get these bids and go and use them, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. We've seen that even with companies that had a revenue sharing model that was more in the travel space. In many cases, those customers, and again, I'm not saying they weren't real customers, but they didn't really go to your site. How about that? Okay. Well, JubiRev JubiMax is saying, hey, guys, we're not playing games. We're not here to be a one-year wonder or a two-year wonder. We know there's a lot of silliness in this industry. We know that there's a lot of companies that have popped up saying, hey, we're going to share a portion of our revenue, and that gets people all excited. But this company is going to be here for the long haul. Now, I'll be doing some videos sharing with you why I believe that this is the one, this is what we've been looking for, despite what some of the bloggers out there, even the bloggers that I actually happen to be fond of, despite what some of the bloggers may be saying, I'm going to share with you why I believe this is the one that will be the standard bearer. Just like there was the binary compensation model when it first came out, it was fresh, it was new, it was exciting, but it had to go through an evolution before it really became a stalwart in the industry. Well, I believe the same thing's going to happen with this type model. And we've seen already a major evolution. We'll continue to see that evolution, but we're going to be here, ladies and gentlemen, for the long haul. Now, so I spoke with the folks at Flyguy Marketing. Because things from the JubiRev standpoint was they decided to launch the daily maybe a little bit earlier than where they were going to initially. Well, obviously that changed the priority list. So here's this thing called a reverse API where the Flyguy needs to be working in concert with the company for this reverse API. And so then also the company can see that if there's third parties out there, they want to make sure there's not junk being thrown in terms of customers. So this is a way that the company, JubiRev JubiMax, can really chart to see if people are using this source over here as customers or customer registrations, are those customer registrations turning out to actually get JubiBucks? Are they turning out to actually use JubiBucks? Again, why is this going to be important? So that when Mr. Regulator comes in, you don't show Mr. Regulator, hey, we got all these customer registrations, but none of these customers are actually converting into real engaging customers. So with that being said, it looks like Flyguy will go live this week. Now, it will probably not go live prior to the daily rewards starting. So what happens here? What happens? Well, what is already happening all across Jubi land is we've got people that are going to their friends, their loved ones, their Facebook, their Skypes, and they are getting real, authentic customers without a third party. Without a third party. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't that what this industry is about? It's a relationship-driven business? Sure. Now, with that being said, a lot of folks that have a lot of Juby Bucks and you want to get those Juby Bucks in the marketplace so that you can convert Juby Bucks into Juby points. And so, like yours truly, all right, so I'm going to friends and relatives and Facebook and what have you. At the same time, I've got quite a few Juby Bucks. I want to make sure that we can convert as many of those into points as we possibly can. So, yeah, I'll be using a third party myself. Well, that third party will be available sometime this week. Now, so what does that mean? Well, it's really simple. Let's say I've got 1,000 Juby Bucks, and I've already given away, let's say, 300 of those Juby Bucks to customers. Okay, so I've got 300 Juby points in my example, and I still have 700. I still have 700 Juby Bucks right now that haven't yet been given away. Okay, I want to use a third party. I want to get some customer registration so that they can go directly to my site, and that they can register, become customers, and I can give them Juby Bucks through the system. Well, guess what? My 700 Juby Bucks in my example, they're not Juby points. So whether I give them away today or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, the retirement calendar for those Juby points won't start for those until they are actual points. They're not actual points because they're sitting in my Juby Bucks balance. They're not actual points because they're sitting in my Juby Bucks balance. They become points when I have a customer that registers at my JubiMax site, and then they receive either the sample or the actual Juby Bucks themselves. So it may be that I've got 1,000 Juby Bucks. I've given away 300 of those. Now I've got 700 Juby Bucks, 300 Juby points, 700 Juby Bucks, 300 Juby points, 700 Juby Bucks, 300 Juby points. And so maybe the first night of revenue, I earn on those 300 points. What about the 700 bucks? Well, just as soon as I've got customers and I've given away those 700 bucks, those will then convert over to Juby points. I wouldn't have lost a thing. It just may be that maybe I don't start out the gate with 1,000 Juby points. Maybe I start off, in my example, with 300. Maybe the next day I have a customer or two or three. Then all of a sudden I've got, instead of 300 Juby points, maybe I'm now sitting at 800 Juby points. So hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, so we've got real customers. We've got promoters getting real customers. Customers are ordering. They're whipping out their credit card. They're paying for the shipping. They're getting the products in. Hopefully we'll start to see a large conversion of those becoming ongoing customers. So we've got that happening. We've got Flyguy going live sometime this week. Obviously, the sooner the better, but Flyguy going live sometime this week. Obviously, we've got Monday night, the daily reward starting to hit, the daily leadership bonus. The daily leadership bonus is going to start to hit starting on Monday night, okay? With that being said, on Tuesday night, we will have a team webinar. We will have a team webinar. When we come to that team webinar on Tuesday night, you'll have a much better understanding. I'm sure that we'll have a much better time frame on Flyguy and what all that means for customer registrations. We'll go through some of the back office, which is a very comprehensive back office. I've already seen what the daily rewards are going to look like in terms of the presentation of it. Very, very, very impressed with that. I'm hearing that revenues are just jumping up, and again, real customers. Hear me, real customers. Now, lastly, as I'm doing this recording, it's Sunday. I'm getting ready to go and spend some time with my mom, spend some time with my children, since we've been away from them for 2.5 weeks or so, and then I'm taking my mom to the airport tomorrow. And so later in the day on Monday, we're going to be back in full force. So the Monday night corporate webinar will be there on with the president and owner of the company, J. Joshua Beisel. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be back doing what we love to do, something that we have missed as we're going through withdrawals. All right, we'll be back with doing webinars from a company perspective. We'll be back doing webinars for our team. We'll start really getting back into talking about the Jubi Suite with our team. And now that we're really going live and people can start to see, you know, not just that I personally enrolled someone, but now this person is actually, you know, upgraded and they're more engaged and what have you. So we can really start using that Jubi Suite to increase our productivity. All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. I've got to go shave, got to spend some time with my mom, got to spend some time with my children. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.